Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, Tom, I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie. This is also partially my dinner, so let's hope for the best. Well, we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster back there. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? Oh, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be my, boom, one of my Dope shirts. Yay, I like this shirt a lot. If you're unfamiliar with the band Dope, they have been many things over the years. Industrial, new metal, shock rock. They've been called a lot of different stuff. But main thing is they're a band that originally started out of New York. It's sort of like the early to mid '90s. Eventually, sort of came up during the new metal scene. That's really when they're sort of their peak. I got into them around that time. I still love pretty much all their albums. The original still holds up really well for me. I just think they're a great band. I've been really fortunate. I've been able to see them perform live on a number of occasions, and they're always an awesome show. So much so that I've actually got videos of some of said performances that I've seen over the years. They're on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, folks, be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're an awesome band. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, this is basically part of my dinner because I do, when I can, I try to schedule these reviews to work in with my own eating schedule. And this is kind of like a continuation of sorts of a previous review. Because just last month, I went over there and I reviewed some Jamaican patties, right? It was the whole thing. I posted up the video. It's from a company called Golden Krust. And the video did really well. I mean, by my standards, But it got over 2,000 views, which was pretty neat. And it was a fun experience for me. And I was informed after posting it up, hey, there's other, brands out there. So, what am I trying for you today, folks? Well, we're doing, boom, it's another beef, or Jamaican style beef patty. This is specifically from a company called Caribbean Food Delights. This is, again, their spicy style. It is a beef turnover with a flaky crust. And we've even got the packaging. It's not the most impressive packaging, if I'm honest. It does look a little bit sort of like banquet style or kind of a microwavable dinner kind of style. But at the end of the day, you do make it microwave, and fuck it, I'm not fancy enough to turn down some stuff. But yeah, it's just microwave in 2 minutes. Good times. But here's the thing, folks. I'm not just gonna go over there and review one Jamaican style patty. Nope. Because I'm going to go over there and I'm going to review it against, boom, some Golden Krust. So I went over there. It turns out you can actually get these in just individual ones and you don't have to buy a full pack. So that's what I did. So we're going to, this is the one that I went over there and, this is the brand that I went over there and reviewed last time. I'm going to review the Caribbean one and then we're going to do a comparison. They are made exactly the same way, by the way. They just, literally just open up the bag, 2 minutes, Bob's your uncle. There we go. So, first of all, let's get a thing for the thing. Try to keep in mind which one is which. Okay. Alright, let's open this up. I said let's open this up, dagnabbit. They do look similar, but oh so slightly different. Let's get a thing for the thing. Yeah, definitely different. Let's get a thing. Ha 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 ha. All right, and let's try out the Caribbean Food Delights one. Definitely not as crispy a crust, even though again, same process. So. Crust is really nice. Definitely tastes similar to what I recall the Golden Krust tasting like. It'd be interesting to do them right up against one another. Yeah, the crust is nice and flaky. It has a really nice flavor to it. Kind of definitely well seasoned. Gives it some substance beyond just being what was it? Being on just being the thing holding it together. All right, let's try to get more of the meat in this one. It's pretty well filled. Kind of see on the inside, you're getting a good amount of stuff. Yeah, I mean that's perfectly good. I do have to say, I think the crust is definitely the highlight here. The beef is decent tasting for what it is. It's kind of like a ground up, sort of beef mash, I guess you want to say. Uh, it does have a little bit of a kick to it. Not a lot. I wouldn't consider it spicy, but it's got a little oomph to it. I mean, it's not bad. If nothing else, I personally just wish, because I'm not going to say the beef isn't flavorful, but I wish it had a little bit stronger beef flavor. But it's definitely well seasoned. And like I said, you do get that nice little spicy kick, kind of goes to the back of your throat. It's nice. I mean, I think it's pretty good. But how will it compare against the Golden Krust? Let's find out together. Now, like I said, immediately the crust is holding together better on this. It's, got a little bit more oomph to it. Let's give it a go. And immediately you can tell why. I think the crust on the Golden Krust, a little bit thicker, a little bit more doughy. So it has that better structure to it. I'm going to say this right now, the beef definitely tastes better on the Golden Krust. I do think, though, the Caribbean Food Delights, I do think you get more of the beef. I think it's just more filled out. Whereas with this, a little bit more compacted. But despite that, the beef flavor is definitely better, and I think that the spice level is better. I mean, the Caribbean Food Delights, it's fine. It's doing what it needs to do. The spicy aspect of it, while not bad, it really is fairly minimal. It really does just kind of hit you at the back of the throat a little bit. This, it's more of a full mouth heat. It's not like crazy spicy or anything like that, but it's more abundant and it's more impactful and more part of the experience than on the Caribbean Delights one. So, yeah. I think overall, Golden Krust is definitely the better of the two. Not to say the Caribbean one is bad. Like, it's still pretty tasty. I'd say the only thing that the Caribbean one really has over the Golden Krust is, again, I think it's just filled a little bit better. And some of that might be just because of the Golden Krust, them focusing on that crust, again, being a little bit thicker. Uh, but I think if you could go over there and take the filling portion and manage to go over there and squeeze it into a Golden Krust, style, I think you'd have pretty much the perfect patty. But yeah, I think both of these are good, but I do feel like the Golden Krust, I know that they're kind of like a family, oriented kind of business and everything like that. They have like a whole history that goes into it. I do feel like that translates into their product. Whereas with the Caribbean one, it's still perfectly good, but it does just feel like it's something where a company went over there and was like, hey, let's take this, this iconic food item and let's find a way to make it, microwavable for fat Americans like me. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not even close. Golden Krust definitely wins. But, all right, well, 3 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? And again, which is the outright winner? I think for me personally, sure, and definitely Golden Krust. I think the Caribbean one, the Caribbean Food Delights, like I said, it's perfectly fine. I didn't have any issue with it. I think that if I hadn't had the Golden Krust beforehand, I would be more than happy with it. But it is one of those things when you're placing it right next against its, direct competitor, it doesn't hold up. It does feel like a more factory manufactured product than the Golden Krust. And, the only thing that it kind of went out on was just the amount of filling. But when the filling itself isn't as tasty, it's still not that, it's still not as rewarding overall. But I do think that for what it is ultimately a pretty tasty product. If I didn't have access to the Golden Krust, I would be more than happy to grab it. But I think this is one of those things, and I know there's other brands out there, so, at some point I'm sure I'll try to do another comparison. I'm going to say right now, Golden Krust, I think, runs away with it. And I think for me, if this is what you can get, sure, go with it. If you can get Golden Krust, or if you could get it from like a proper restaurant, which I am going to try to make that happen sometime soon, that would probably be ideal. But yeah, I do think Golden Krust wins. If I'm recommending it though, like I said, it's still a good product. It's still tasty enough. It's probably not it's definitely not the ideal way to experience, this cool regional food. Again, you probably want to do that, like get it fresh from, like a restaurant or something. But it'll do you in a pinch. And for what it was, tasty enough. Just, again, not as good as the Golden Krust. So, that's just my personal take on it. But, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly Jamaican Style Patties tastic rest of your life, because they're really good. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what other brands are available out there of Jamaican style patties that I need to know about? Because I would genuinely like to have this be like a fun little series, kind of, see, winner takes all kind of deal. Like I said, right now, Golden Krust is, they're the reigning champion, but I'm sure there's other brands out there, and, some might be even better. I'm just saying. But, hopefully in doing this review, I have not besmirched the fine Jamaican / Caribbean style, the whole thing of, their cuisine and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, bye.